and we are watching the replay from last night. Of course, we were at ACT in ACT, I guess, Australian Capital Territories, its own country. And yes, that is a Jason Myers car that was never raced, apparently. Look at this thing in the Steve Caunt Racing facility here. Of course, some old Casey Kane memorabilia, or race cars, actually, race-ready race cars. But this was a Jason Myers car that was built for an Australian run that was never raced. Never got onto the racetrack. Pretty cool to see something like that. But what wasn't cool was waking up today and seeing the results. Seeing the results in the Australian Midget Title event. Obviously, if you look at it, it looks like Justin Grant, Jade Avedisian, the Sean Dyson Motorsports team just dominated. But when you look at the race, Caden Manders, I've been saying that Caden Manders is the number one hitter, possibly the best midget race car driver in WA, in my opinion. He was up front contending for the win, had an issue. Tom Payette, which is right there with Caden Manders, was up front, had an issue. Both the 1-2 hitters for WA had suffered some problems, and even in respect to American 1-2 hitters, you also had Logan Seavey have a big issue, not even make the start for the A main event. So that could have been a player in the game. But just letting everyone know, Caden Manders and Tom Payette, to give respect, are possibly two of the best big track midget drivers. You can take those two guys to Eldora in your car and compete for the 4 crown instantly. I think so. But anyways, we are in here watching the results. We are live on Facebook, by the way. Here in the Steve Caunt race. Steve Caunt's over here stewarding last night. We all saw his fancy pictures on Facebook. If you didn't, screw you. And we saw a Charlie Garrett has some problems. This is one of the old Charlie Garrett motors, correct?
Yep.
Now, how did you get this motor specifically? I was just telling him about this Jason Myers car that has never been raced. What's the story on that one?
So that was the Georgia boot car that when Jason was 2-time and he was going for his 3rd time, that was the sponsor. And then when he never continued racing and retired, we bought his whole team, shipped it to Australia, got all the motors, then Brian Brown got a few motors, and that car was like never run, so there's a matching helmet to that. Jason has it back home in his collection. He's got every helmet he ever raced. So I never got the helmet, but I got the car.
So Charlie Garrett motors are in Australia.
A Garrett or two, but we're probably, I mean, Gary Brazier, the Braziers have always had some Garretts, but this is, yeah, they're probably becoming a bit of a collector's item now, but this one's for sale. So
this one is for sale, even though it had some distributor issues, but that was just, it obviously has nothing to do with the motor itself.
No, brand new mag last night. It's all good now. So we're going to send this to KRE. He's going to go over it and dyno it and make sure everything's good. And then Kenny Mac's going to sell it from up there. So this is the last time we'll see this.
And so KRE, this guy, this Kenny Mac or something, everybody keeps calling him, I think, right?
Yeah, so he's the guy that when you have a motor problem and you're a customer like me last night, you can ring the guy at 11:30 at night and he'll answer the phone. That's what you need. You need your motor man to be on the phone.
Right. So. And obviously, I guess he's been the one servicing y'all's Garretts over the years.
Yeah, so originally we had Barry Graham, who's a gentleman over the mountain. He was rebuilding them and Charlie was sending the parts, but it was becoming a bit of a hassle. I'd order the parts, Jason would go to Charlie would send them to Jason would send them here, and then you don't have a relationship with an Australian builder, so if you have trouble or you want help with fuel, so we decided a long time to go to Kenny, and it was probably the best thing we ever done.
Okay, so you got this Garrett, and then what else do you got here? We see Casey Kane stuff up here. How did you get Casey Kane cars?
Well, he come to drive for us for 2 years. And then on his last year, he just said, I probably won't come to Australia again. And do you want to buy the stuff? So we bought the cars, and that's his motor in there, which is fresh from KRE now. So that's going to go in the car now and
go
to
the next event, which would be Sydney. I guess
Sydney.
Sydney's returning.
Yeah, so we go to Sydney, and then next week we've got a brand new KRE coming that's brand new, so like $100,000 for an engine. It's sitting there ready to go, just waiting for me to pay the money.
Oh.
His wife Wendy's very tight on the accounts.
Oh, okay.
So you got to pay before they send it.
Okay.
So as soon as I pay, she'll ship it.
Will that be here for Sydney or no? Y'all run that?
We'll run this motor because we know it, and we might start next season with the other motor.
Okay. And then obviously last night was ACT.
Yes.
And then obviously this is Lachlan in the motor. You remove one motor from the car and put another one in. A literal.
This is our new motor package, right?
Right here. That's the new motor package.
Crocs.
So this ACT, you didn't really get to do much racing on it.
I did hot laps.
You did hot laps.
That was pretty fun.
And then you had to do all this distributor work.
Yeah, it was a bit of work, but we got it back out there, but I guess we missed something and it was still leaking a bit of oil, so yeah.
And you went from what 20th to 4th or something? And
I think 20th to 5th.
in like 6 laps.
Yeah, and there was 13 to go. I went to pull a tear off. I just wiped my visor and there was oil everywhere. I didn't even notice. I was still had oil pressure. It just wasn't worth more, running the thing out of oil or doing any damage. So I just decided to pull it.
Right. Now, obviously, with you were paying attention to this Australian midget title race that happened, and Sean Dyson ran 1-2. But
Yep.
do you feel for the Western Australian people who had their locals that had a chance to beat them?
Not really.
You don't care?
Well, an Aussie won, so Sean is the owner of the team.
But that's not how it goes.
It does for me because
Okay.
Sean Dyson's invested millions of dollars in Speedway, and he brought 2 Americans here. He's got 2 Toyotas. He's probably got 2 spare engines.
Right.
He spent $10,000 on fuel over and back, and he got 1-2. I can't think of a better outcome. And the people that drove his car are nice people.
Right. But the Australian drivers, who cares?
No, I don't care. The best person won. I'm happy. I would have liked Jade to have won, to be honest. And
Right.
Justin got second.
Right.
Justin was a bit angry on the podium the night before when I think he got second.
Right.
He didn't look very happy. He's very happy last night, but if Jade could have won, that would have been better.
Oh, but Logan Seavey didn't even start either as well, you were telling me.
Yeah,
So that played a big factor.
I'm not sure what motor they've got, whether it's an SR
Or an S-Slinger or
maybe.
Toyota or whatever.
well, if you had a Toyota, it would have fired, wouldn't
Most of the time, yes.
it? Yeah. But anyway, that's bad luck for him. There's
Right.
another one. They're still making races. There'll be another one next year.
That's true.
Stuart in last night, we would have swapped engines
Last night.
and he would have finished the final then because this motor that we're putting in, we've ran once. But it is what it is. We've got to get this motor sorted. So
Okay.
anyway, it doesn't matter.
Rather be y'all than like Zach out there just flopping around, without the tri-flow.
Yeah, well, if he had put tri-flow on his bars, he probably would have got on the podium. I tried to tell him.
It's true.
Yeah, no, he didn't even do tri-flow. I think he bought it and just put it in the cupboard.
Wow. He didn't buy
You
it.
didn't buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you're not the salesman you thought you were. He gaslighted you.
Yes. Gaslighting.
Well, I think he's just a little fucker now.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Now dogs. All right. Well, that's about it. The motor came out quicker than I thought. I thought we'd have some big intricate thing. Are y'all putting the other motor in?
Yeah, we'll put this aside and we're going to clean all this up. And we'll put the other one in and we might even fire it today maybe.
I mean, we could stay live the entire time.
Yeah, it's not going to go in quick, but
Maybe we'll get it ready and go do that in 10 minutes or something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, there it is. And then there's dogs. And then there's dogs.
vicious.
Evil black labs of America
Aggressive.
made their way to Australia some way. Wow.
He just wants to rip your face